It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. I want to thank everybody that actually subscribes to my show all over the world and show me love. And without you guys, there wouldn't be no legends. And the House of the Legends, she's a phenomenal singer. She's done everything from house to gospel to all types of music, and she is fabulous. And I give to you to add to the stage, Terisa Griffin. Welcome to the Legends.
Hi, how are you today,
I'm
Tyrone?
quite well. We're going to cut to the chase and get to your story and things of that nature. So, I know that you come from a gospel background. Do you want to tell the viewers about that?
My daddy was a preacher. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, and I have three sisters. And my dad, being a preacher, we were like the choir. Now we had some great choirs that we sang in, so we had some great teachers when it came, to gospel singing.
Right.
And my dad just would be like, "Okay, y'all, you know, sing right, don't be off key, don't make me have to stop the car to get y'all together, with
Right.
the whole thing." So yeah, I grew up with a minister.
Okay. And though you had three sisters that used to actually sing with you as well, am I correct?
Yes, yes, my three sisters, Mary, Adrian, Anitra. Recently we did a concert in Chicago at the City
Okay.
Winery. At the City Winery, and it was amazing. We hadn't sang together in a few years, so yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so then when did you actually decide to take it abroad?
I was in college, and I just kind of felt like, actually in Monroe, Louisiana, at back then it was called Northeast Louisiana University. Now it's called ULM,
Okay.
and I was like, I just want to sing. I always knew I wanted to sing. I knew I wanted to be an artist. So I just packed up my car, uh, and I drove to Chicago. I threw a coin up on the map, and it ended up on Illinois.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I hear that.
And I tried to stay with a some of my mom's family for a little while. It didn't work out, so I ended up in my car in front of Farrakhan's house in Hyde Park, which is the safest place in Chicago. uh
Okay.
Farrakhan's house, Mr. Farrakhan, he
Right,
got
right.
security. So
Right, right.
those guys are really, really nice, and I lived in my car for like 6 months until I made enough money.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, McDonald's bathrooms, studios that people I was doing sessions for. I would take showers before I would go up, and it was like, I knew this is what I wanted to do,
Right.
and I ended up singing on a tribute to the Iceman Jerry Butler. I didn't even know he was living,
Oh,
and
okay.
I ended up singing on a tribute to him, and he hired me, and that was my first major gig.
Okay. And you open up for a lot of people, man. Charlie Wilson, Patti LaBelle, and the list goes on and on. I mean, how did that actually I mean, how did you actually encounter that in the beginning as far as opening those opening acts?
So let me say that singing with the Iceman was a big thing, because that got me in a position where I also sang with the Bernie Mac band.
Okay.
Bernie Mac had, the Mac Man band, and he heard me sing at one of his Mac nights that he used to have at Miltroneers here in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And and that was, oh my God, that used to be so amazing, because every star came through there and sang with the
Hmm.
Mac Man band. And so I would, people would hear about me performing. And the Urban League here hired me to share the ticket with Ashford and Simpson, share
Right.
the ticket with Isaac Hayes, and then I got to do commercials, and then Diana Ross passed me the mic on Oprah.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, those
Okay.
great, yeah, those great little moments, and then people hear about it, which builds your resume up. They know that you perform, with a band. So then it's
Right.
like, oh, okay, well, no, hire Teresa. and
Hmm.
and and that is how I ended up, like, being in Jackson, Mississippi, opening up for Charlie Wilson at, Jackson State. It's,
Right.
it's just all those little connectors, and it's been so wonderful to be able to open for the OJs. I met the OJs years ago with Mr. Butler, and to say that
Okay.
I ended up being able to open for the OJs. Now I sang backup with Patty. I
Okay.
I didn't open for Patty. I sang backup with her with my three sisters, which was,
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
Right.
amazing. That was my well, it was three of us there. My two sisters. One of my sisters only sang for Jesus.
Okay. How my question is, how did your father feel about you actually branching off the way you did from the gospel scene?
You know, I have the perfect answer for this.
Okay.
Um, when my father passed, God rest his soul,
Hmm.
he was he had gone to visit a lot of his church parishioners.
Right.
And one of the ladies who was sick and shut in basically told me about my dad had this article in his wallet. And she said, in this article, you had um, sang before Aretha Franklin.
Right.
And you see, she said, and he showed me the picture of Aretha Franklin on stage, and he read the words to me that Teresa Griffin also sang My Funny Valentine with
Right.
such fervor and
Uh-huh.
grace. And so she said your dad was beaming. And it gave me such peace, you know,
Right.
about how he felt about what I was doing, you know.
Okay. That's very inspirational in a sense, because to come from a gospel background and go into a more different type of sound, people seem to actually react to that in a sense because they don't take the other side as far as being something quite general in a sense, you know what I'm saying? And I've
Mhm.
interviewed a few people that has made that transition and had to go through a whole lot of judgmental terms, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So who else did you sing background for?
You know, I didn't sing background for a lot of people, thank God,
Okay.
but I did have the honor of whenever Mr. Butler, like they did something called the Four Kings, and
Okay.
on the Four Kings, I got to do backgrounds with Benny King,
Okay.
with Stand By Me, because it was, you know, it was an old school show, so it was a lot of fun working with him because I got to meet, you know, those type of people, the Duke of Earl,
Okay.
and all of them treated me like their little daughter,
Okay.
and you know, because I was 19, and
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
You were
didn't
young.
know, yeah, I didn't know anything, you know, I didn't know anybody. When I met Dick Gregory, he explained to me how my entire body was connected,
Hmm.
and this was all through, you know, all of them. So you know, when you have a time-honored person protecting you,
Right.
you make better decisions.
Hmm.
And my dad respected Mr. Butler, and they
Okay.
talked. They were both Masons, and
Right.
so, you know, so they spoke, and my dad trusted that he would make sure I was okay.
Right. Because at an early age, especially in the industry, there seem to be segments of, young girls being taken advantage of, and at this point, I'm glad to hear that you were well protected at that point. Now, you wrote some songs. Let's tell the viewers about some of the singles that you actually have done in the past. My favorite one was um, uh, One Woman. I think it's something like that that I've listened to.
Wonderful.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably wonderful because wonderful is testifying about how great a man is. You
Right.
know, my
Okay.
he gonna love everything. My lips, my eyes, my hips, my thighs. My man is wonderful. You know, my mother
Right.
had some, my mother heard them lyrics. She said, "You must be talking about Jesus." So,
I can imagine that. And whatever songs have you recorded that was public displayed?
I wrote this song called "I Can't Stop Loving You" when my father passed,
Right.
and it was the song that like Hill Harper, director debut was um, a short movie called The Truth,
Right.
and I was really excited that in his directorial debut that I was, a part of the music for that movie, and
Right.
and I know that some of my other songs have been in other movies because I get checks for it.
Right.
So, but for the most part, this is a huge thing for me. I've, redid other songs, I've covered songs, and they did well. Distant Lover did really well for me.
Right.
And
That was a remake of for Marvin Gaye, am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it did really well for me, and I loved doing it. I loved doing it, and I just having real horns and producing that was an amazing thing, because I had to keep listening to the live version of what Marvin Gaye did. That was the recording that I really loved, was his live version, because it was just something about the way the horn sound and the background sound and just how he used his voice.
Right.
In that. So that was the version that I actually kept listening to when we were recording Distant Lover. So I'm a musician,
Okay.
Unfortunately.
So before we get into your new track and stuff, I want to know, like, we're going to take it back to the point of, who were your influences back in the days? I mean, you were 19 years old. There had to be somebody to actually spark the energy to you to really want to express yourself to the world. And who would that be?
Okay, so I had a lot of influences. I loved Prince. I'm not gonna lie. The first concert I ever went to in life was Prince. Oh my God! But who doesn't love Prince, baby? But I loved Aretha Franklin. I loved everything about her. The fact that she could take you to church on anything.
I can imagine.
Of course, I loved Patti LaBelle back then. I also loved Anita Baker. I loved Phyllis Hyman.
Right.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Because I was in a jazz band in college. They had the jazz part, and but I also love Kathleen Battle, and with opera. So I mean, I had some, because I was I got to sing classical music, and that's what my scholarship was, a vocal scholarship to college.
Okay.
I had a really well-rounded appreciation for different types of music, and you could not leave out Tina Turner.
Okay. So let's talk about your new track, "Want to Be Around Me."
Oh, when you're around me, Tyrone.
Yeah, when you're around me.
Tyrone. When you're around me. That's about. So when I was doing this project, I wanted to go back to when people were in love.
Okay.
I was writing about people falling in love and staying in love. I believe in marriage. You hear people talking about, we've been together for 50 years.
Oh, yeah. And that's special. That's so special,
That's this amazing thing.
Yeah.
When people say, we was together for 50 years. We got a 50-year anniversary. We got a 30-year
anniversary.
And when I sat down and started writing, I thought about all of these great love songs that we all, that's really been the biography of our life. It really has set the tone for our life. And I wanted to write a project that had that in mind, with love,
right.
Intentional love. And so I thought about the fact that I'm married. I've been married now for almost 13 years.
Okay.
We just pray for him all the time.
Right.
But the song really is, when you're around that person, you should be able to fall in love over and over and over again.
Right.
And there's this one line at the end where I say, can we write this song forever, baby? Make it a love like no other, baby. That's just write it for forever. That's the kind of love, I want some Earth, Wind, and Fire love.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go and listen to her track, "When You're Around Me." It's new. I want you guys to go out there, support her on it, and play it, share it in the bedroom, share it in the bathroom, share it wherever you have to share it. But I want you guys to listen to it, and I'm just going to let you guys tune into it.
For the love of house,
the dynamic soul sounds of DJ Tyrone Lowe. DJ Tyrone Lowe. dynamic soul sounds of DJ Tyrone Lowe.
Writing this story of me and you. Words can't explain what's really the truth. I'm you and you me. Picture perfect love, fantasy of falling. 'Cause I feel the love around me. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, falling. 'Cause I feel the love, feel the love around me. A book of complicated love. No one will ever be able to destroy the heaven that we built. I felt it with every fingertips. It's so beautiful, surrounded by joy. I'm falling in love every day that I feel. Ooh, I feel the love, babe. See, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, babe. Oh, I feel. Right now I feel the love. All around me. Ooh. Through the clouds, through the rain, beneath the stars, ooh, I feel no pain. There's no need to ever fear. It's real. Oh, don't you feel it, baby? Oh, I can't help myself. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. Wait a minute.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
And we are back with the fabulous, and I mean the fabulous, Terisa Griffin. And just give me a second here. Here we go. Okay, we're back.
Hey.
Okay. So let's talk about that track because it, when I hear that, it reminds me of Anita Baker. It has that flavor to it. And I don't know if you ever heard that or not, but that's what I get. That's the concept that I get from that track,
Well, thank you. Well, if somebody tell you something remind you of Anita Baker, you really can't get mad, right?
No, you can't.
All
You
you can
can't.
do is be grateful. I can say that I've always loved her.
Right.
Never tried to sound like her, but I
Right.
definitely love her. And
Right.
I hope she liked the song. Maybe she'll record it.
She just might, because I mean, that's what I get from it, the vibe, and it's so special because when I heard the song, it took me way back, to a place where I was in love, and at that time Anita Baker was out, you know.
I
So
love
she sort of like summed it up for me, you know, and when I hear that song, it just takes me right, you know, takes me right back to it, you know. But let's talk about some current events that's coming up with you. Tell the viewers about some of the things that's going to be going on with you.
So right now I'm working on my scheduling a tour because
Right.
I want to get to New York. As a matter of fact, we just got off the phone with City Winery, so
Okay.
we'll be hitting like New York, Philadelphia. I know we'll be hitting DC. I'm thinking off the top of my head.
Right.
I know we'll be hitting Memphis, St. Louis,
Okay.
Dallas, and Houston. And of course we'll be back in Chicago, so we'll be on the road, you know, definitely working it as hard as we can. Somebody asked me if we're coming to Boston. I know Boston does have a city winery, but I don't know if we're gonna hit Boston yet, just yet, but I
Right.
know to
Okay.
come.
All right. And this question is very important because it's for the viewers and upcoming artists, people that's actually trying to get to the status of being great.
Mhm.
So, people that are actually trying to do things to elevate themselves in the industry or any type of craft, what would you actually say to them?
I would say invest in yourself. Sometimes others don't always um, really see that you are worth being invested in.
Right.
Or sometimes you have a different value than the people that you're surrounded with. So you really need to invest in yourself so that you can have a say so about your career.
Right.
You can't always wait for somebody else to put their money up for what it is that you want to do. A lot of times, even creative control has to do with money.
Right. Right.
So go ahead and do your best to bring your product, you know, to the best level that you can bring it to, and then go ahead and put it. Don't be afraid to put it out there to see what happens because you want to invest in yourself. Go on, believe in yourself first,
Right.
everything will be okay. I promise you it will.
Okay. You know, it's been a pleasure, and I mean a pleasure for you to have you on my show. You have such a jovial type of spirit, and I really, really appreciate you, you know, coming to the Legends. And I'm going to extend another invitation to you to come back again.
Tyrone, I want to come back. And next time y'all will be seeing this luxurious furniture I got going on.
Okay. Well, you know what? I shoot from a TV studio in New York City. So if you ever in New York City, come through,
City
and the
Winery,
TV
New
studio gives
York.
you more fidelity.
Yes, City Winery, New York. I'm telling you, I'm stopping by the studio,
Well,
Tyrone.
you know,
I'm
contact
gonna
Joe and them.
call
Let me know.
Tyrone.
Yeah, contact Joe and Miriam and let them know when you're going to be in the city, and I could book a date for you to be on. And it's a whole different type of ordeal when you're in the TV studio with me. So, you know, all right.
I
So,
would love that. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you for your time. Thank you. God bless
no
you.
problem at all. And this has been another T-Lo video production. And you guys go out there and buy her records. Her name is Terisa Griffin. And show her some love. And you guys stay tuned for another T-Lo video production. And the show is called The Legends.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.